Hey everybody, Movie Fan Z here. So this might be a little bit of a long review, but I'm going to give you my thoughts on the entire Fear Street trilogy. So this trilogy is on Netflix, and it's based off a series of books actually written by R.L. Stine, who wrote the Goosebumps books. So this has been called a version of Goosebumps for adults. So in the first movie, we are set in 1994 in the town of Shadyside, and these teenage friends encounter an ancient evil that has been responsible for brutal murders in their town that have been happening over 300 years. So all three movies are directed by Lee Janrak. I might be pronouncing that wrong. But so in this first movie, some of the main people, you have Kiana Madeira, who is Dina. You have Olivia Scott Welch, who plays Samantha. You have Benjamin Flores Jr., who plays Josh. And you have Julia Renauld, who plays Kate. But you actually get a special cameo appearance. And I don't know if I want to tell you, but I guess I'll tell you. Oh, and you also get Fred Heckinger as Simon, so that's the group of teenage friends. And you actually get a cameo appearance by Maya Hawke in this movie. For all of you Stranger Things fans, she is Robin. So in terms of the grades for this movie, you have a 6.2 on IMDb and a 67 on Metacritic. In terms of the pros and cons, let's start with the cons. At least for me, I wasn't a fan of the opening credits of the first one. It's more because it tells you all the history of all these brutal murders, but they go so fast, so it's very hard to understand what's actually happening. And the acting isn't great, but it's okay. But as the pros, I like the opening scene, and I like the story, and I like the history brought in. What I meant by that is you get all of these people that did all the brutal murders in the past, like, because of this ancient evil, they're brought in to try to get rid of the teenage friends. So, in the first one, I'm going to give it a 3. In the second one, you travel back to 1978. And Camp Nightwing. And in this one, you meet Ziggy. Let's see if I wrote the last name. Oh, wrong paper. Sorry. Ziggy Berman, who was played by Sadie Sink. And again, for all you Stranger Things fans, she is Max in Stranger Things, especially season 3. So you meet her and her sister Cindy. And in this, the evil one takes over at camp. You get a lot more gore in this one, a lot more gruesomeness. And let's see. Yeah, it's very gruesome. But so the thing with this, and you find out from the first one, is Ziggy has a big role in all three of these movies. I'm not going to tell you what that is, but you'll figure it out when you watch it. And also, you have Alice, played by Ryan Simpkins, and Tommy, played by McCabe Sly, who are associated with the two main characters. And you also get a appearance by Jillian Jacobs from Community. So with this one, I liked the villain and I liked the setting. It definitely has that Friday the 13th feel to it, though. And it's weird because I rethought about this. I originally said that it wasn't as good as the first one. I think there's more going on in this one. So I would actually say that this is better than the first one. But I'll give you a little foreshadowing. I think the third one is the best, just because it brings everything together, and the things that happen in the past are kind of interesting. Again, acting isn't that great, but it's still going to be a 3 for me. And finally, in the third one, you travel back to 1666, and Sarah Fear, who is this ancient evil that everybody thinks about, the evil witch that has cursed the town. So you basically live in 1666, and you are able to uncover how all this curse started and all of that. So just like, and the same girl that played Deanna also plays Sarah Fear in this movie. So, oh, and in the second one, I forgot to mention, it has a 6.8 on IMDb and a 61 on Metacritic. And with the third one, it has a 6.7 and a 68. So, all in the 60s for these movies. I might give this like a 3.5 because while it does a good job in the 1600s and there's so much going on, it actually goes back to the first one and where it wraps everything up. So it's like it all culminates in that. So again, overall, I'm going to say my ranking is part 3, then part 2, then part 1. And overall, I think this was a good series. Kind of interesting. It definitely, and I've seen some articles say that this definitely brought back the slasher genre. It's like, I could definitely see that. But that is my review for the Fear Street Trilogy on Netflix. Come back next time for another review. This is Movie Fan Z signing off. Have a good night.